Ready, set, go. Ho, bang. Hi guys, what's happening? Good morning. How are you? Just want to go over to the computer and see. I'll be right back. I think we got a purpose for these, or an idea. Bring it on home. Doesn't look too bad. What is that computer? That thing's doing all right. All right, let me get an action-packed show today. It's a little chilly out there. It is 31.1 outside right now. 31.1. That means it's below freezing. It's cold. It's freezing. Alan, what's going on from Helsinki? I broke down and bought a new pair of bibs. I'll share them with you. You can come and check them out. These lights are okay, not bad. Here he is. Here he comes now. Yeah. I know you guys have been waiting for him. The man, the myth, the legend. He's in the house.
She has no idea where the needle is.
But she didn't have any thread.
No, she got plenty of thread, but she got no needles.
Now, good morning. Good morning. Now, Fred, he's similar to myself. He's just a little older. He happens to always get clothes dirty or nasty or torn, or it's pretty much a given, it just happens, you can't keep anything nice. Are you in the same thing, Fred?
Hey, the worse I look, the least amount of people I have to talk to.
So consequently, is that good? Is that bad? Here we go. This thing is a little rinky-dink. Hang on, let me tighten this thing up here a little bit. 52 degrees and sunny in North County, San Diego. 16 degrees in Toledo. Bring it on home. I told him we got 31. Yeah. Right. So Fred is bitching this morning that he's losing feathers.
Look, here.
You got another spot here.
Here.
Oh, you got it. But Fred,
look, I fixed this one.
He fixed that one with a patch. He put a patch over it.
That was a big one.
That was a big one. It had a big 12-gauge patch to go on there. But why does Fred get such a rinky-dink, paper-thin down jacket?
No, baloney.
Yeah, baloney nothing. Look, how long you've had this a year?
Look at the label, Ben. Look at the label.
Helly Hansen.
Under Armour.
Under Armour. Okay.
Big box.
Big box. Extra large.
Yeah, big box.
That's a Chinese extra large at the looks of things, if it's fitting you.
That's pretty big.
Oh. How long you had that thing?
I got it at a yard sale for $3.
Oh, how long ago?
A couple of years ago.
All right, $3 at a yard sale. All right, I take it back. That's a pretty good deal, I guess. But he's losing feathers right now.
Yeah.
So where's the tar is what I want to know,
No, we're going to freaking sew them holes up.
With tar is what I think. That way it's a new tarred and feathered. I asked him hey, you want some of that flex tape? He didn't want any flex tape.
Ghetto, duct tape.
Duct tape, he doesn't want that either. Now I don't know, he's looking for a needle and thread.
Tony Joe knows where it is, but she can't find it.
She knows where it is, but exactly. So that's where we're at with that whole idea. So welcome guys to the Happy Oyster. A bunch of old guys that are changing careers, having fun, doing a little oyster gig, in process of. The question now is coming at, we might have a 50-degree day here coming up. Next Friday.
Bottom paint.
Next Friday is a 50-degree day, and maybe we do bottom paint and that other white paint, gray paint on the side. That way the boat is painted and ready to go. So we're at that point of, do we launch it or do we not launch it? And right now, launching a boat it just doesn't get any worse than this. But again, hey, there's no better time than the present,
Calling Dolly.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, she's in the house. Tony Joe's in the house from Boston. Look at her go. What do you got?
Dolly domestic.
Oh, she found the needle and thread. Tony.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at all this fancy crap inside of the sewing box that she found. That she's supposed to be doing other stuff.
What's she supposed to be doing?
I don't know. Getting ready for her holiday bazaar.
Holiday bazaar.
Oh, you got plenty of stuff in there to be able to make a mess. And Jimmy Payton says hello, Tony Joe.
Who?
Jimmy Payton.
Hi guys. It's supposed to be B-A-Z-A-A-R, Holly Bizarre. It's going to be B-I-Z-A-R-R-E. Bizarre.
Bizarre, right.
Hi guys, dolls, gals.
Oh, Bizarro.
And where is the Bizarro?
Right here in the house,
Oh, God.
and I got to get the hell out of.
Oh,
I'm getting out of Dodge on
people
Sunday.
are coming?
Oh, you even got green thread. Look at
People
you
are-
go, huh?
People are
He's
coming
got
here.
green thread. People, and supposedly. I don't know. I'm not. I got nothing to do with it.
It might be food.
Yeah, sure.
No.
James is in there. Hello, we need to launch the boat. More emphasis on working on oysters and not talking about witches and kind of someone else. I don't know. Yeah, you gonna be able to see that? You want? I got a magnifying glass. It's very handy too.
No, I don't need it.
You don't need it.
It's gonna go.
Yeah. Do you think you can do it, folks? Let me get the.
No, we
Here
can't.
it comes.
The thread might be too fat for this needle, but
Of course it is. Of course it is. Thread's too fat. It's not that my eyes aren't any good. It's got
No.
nothing to do with this. Yeah, sure.
no,
right?
I got no problem. But it's just
Your hands are pretty steady. I'll give it to you for almost 70. His hands are pretty steady. All right, so what do we got going on? The weather. We talked about the weather. 31 degrees out there. So if we launch a boat right now, it's like almost like having a baby, having a child, having a kid. Because it's going to need to be fooded and fed and watered and all of that kind of stuff and put to bed and tucked in and double tied and make sure that it didn't take on too much water. And it's just another thing to have to deal with if we put the boat in the water right now at this time of the year. Sooner or later, the boat's got to go in the water. Could the boat be used, other places? And can we get all the bugs out right here on the South Shore before we start to go and get it into the next spot? Yes. Should we get it in the water here and we have the opportunity? Fred has been very, very gracious and offered that we could put it over by his dock over there. And so that way it's safe and sound in that terms of security-wise, but
well, it's in my front yard.
yeah, basically it's in your front. Right, you can almost keep an eye on it from your fucking bedroom.
I can.
So
I can see it from the house. Gotta love it.
So, again, we got a little window of opportunity. We are at that point. The boat has been painted. We're kind of modifying some cages. And we wouldn't mind being a little bit of a rebel and putting a couple of cages on the South Shore just for the hell of it.
Do it.
Just to be a rebel about things and, just to start to cause a little reaction instead of with Southampton Town trustees. But whatever, that's a whole nother ballgame.
I'm in. Let's do it.
We're not going to get that involved. He was able to thread the needle, by the way. He did it. He did it. 70 years old. Here he goes. He's going to start threading.
I'm gonna sew that hole.
He's going to sew that hole. Do you want a little something to put pin or something to put it together? No, you're just going.
No, I'm just gonna go for it.
I don't know. Well, looks good to me. So, Nyko press. Okay, here we go. Nyko press. While he's sewing, I can show you what's going on over here with the Nyko press. So, we're working on some various. You can't quite see me. I cut my head off all the time. Let me back this up just a hair.
The Nyko press came out of my storage container, and it's hurt.
The Nyko press came out of your storage container, yeah. So where we're at is we got to take the cage. We're working on different things and ideas for the cage that's going to a trawl line. The trawl line is long, and the cage has a leader line that goes from the leader line to the trawl line. And there are going to be loops within the trawl line accordingly. And there, you can't just put a standard old loop like this on there, because if you ever wanted to get this undone after it gets wicked, it's almost impossible. They make what they call a loop line,
Drop loop.
Drop loop, thank you, Fred. A drop loop knot, which is a specific knot that looks like that. It's not too bad, it's pretty easy to be made. It's a 1, 2, 3, you look it up on the internet and it comes right through, but you wrap it around double 1, 2 and put it through its loop. Drop loop. That way it's not going to, this knot is really nice because it's not going to slide one way or the other. Tony Joe is at the helm over here with comments. So drop loop. So this is, there's a bunch of these on a 100-foot line that goes to an anchor on each end, and then this goes to the cage. There's a line that goes from here to the cage. Correct? Correct. How you doing? Look at you go, Fred. Doing all right over there. So we've been messing around with a couple of different things, and there's been we've been talking about a lot of different things, and other people that use a different system, such as floating system or whatnot. We've been talking about Nycopress and monofilament and that kind of stuff, and there's various different tools that are out there, and Fred happened to come up with the idea, and we needed a little content for today. Now, are we gonna, where is this fit into play for us, Fred?
Well, you never know. We might have to make some monofilament leaders or lines out of like 250-pound test monofilament, and that's the tool that you have to have in order to squeeze the sleeves onto it to put it together. Correct?
Sabonic
Correct.
Inlet Oyster Farm is on.
What's that?
Sabonic Inlet Oyster Farm is on.
Oh, Dave, baby. Dave, what's going on? Good for you.
Kevin Fay, Kevin.
What's that?
Kevin.
Kevin is in. Okay, Kevin. Hey, Kev. Thanks for tuning in. What's happening? I thought you were going to be on, man. You guys threatened me to be on, so now it's getting cold. I don't know. How are you guys doing? I'd love to hear you. I'd love to have an update on you guys. How many cages you got out there? We were at... we did a site check on just what do you call it? How many bars, what signal test we did over the other day. And we could see your stuff from the shore. It was difficult to see. We did see I think you got a stake sticking out there or something like that. So, I'm on a little delay from you. Easy over there, Fred. So back to the Nycopress. So anyway, Fred was digging in his pressure, in his storage container. And he came up with this bad boy. And it's got a little rustification going on here. And if anybody, we know about rustification.
That's right.
We are rustification specialists.
We know how to deal with it.
Kind of like a bivalve restoration specialist. So it's a little stiff. So we're going to give it a little action. It's not as bad. It does go, Fred.
All right.
It does go. Oh, Freddie's got himself a...
All right.
He's on the phone.
Yep.
We'll try this with a little WD to start with. I don't know where my special sauce is. Fred's on the horn.
That's all right. We're done.
Well, Fred's off the phone.
All right. Look at that awesome repair.
Get it up there, Fred. Get it up here close. Get it to the camera. Show it on there.
Sew that bitch
Get it in even closer, Fred.
Oh,
easy now.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's a pretty good job, Fred.
Well, now I'm not losing
Hats
feathers.
off. What's that?
It don't look pretty, but at least I ain't losing feathers.
You were never very much into vanity, were you, Fred?
Hey,
Hence the
Kevin
beard.
is saying we have 11 setups and 44 racks, 4 high.
11 setups, 4 high.
With 44 racks, 4 high.
That makes sense.
How big are the cages?
Dimensions of cage
Dimensions,
is...
dimensions of the cages.
All right, I'm going to shoot this with WD. That's all I'm going to do.
All right, see how that works. I'm gonna say
The LED
denial. Denial. on
What?
it. It's-
Oh no, it's workable. It's
Oh.
it's got a little.
Oh, you
I
can you can move it already?
a lip, just a smidge.
Okay. Well then, it won't need heat if you can already move it.
John Barker
In
likes
here.
your patch job, Fred.
What's the matter?
John Barker likes your patch.
Okay. Good.
His dimensions are 4x3.
4x3. Okay.
Those are big cages. How do they handle them?
All right, you ready?
How do you?
Well, if Freddie had a staff sergeant following him, the question is not how well he could stitch, but why he got a hole in it in the first place. Well,
Why did he get a hole in it?
I'm
Because
laying
he's a
on the-
mess.
I'm
Because
I'm laying on the freaking ground somewhere. You know, whatever.
Oh, this ain't that bad. Oh, this thing's gonna come back like a champ, man. Oh yeah, a little WD-40 does wonders, folks. Does wonders. Needs a little more up in here. Yes. Yeah. Fred knows how to do it.
Give it the juice.
Fred
Give it
knows.
the juice.
No, yeah, but it has to be a precise spottage of juice.
Well, it's got to be in all.
You gotta know where to put it.
All
You
the
gotta know
points.
where to spooge.
There you go.
Very important. She's already getting in.
Getting better.
Yeah. Well, let me open it up all the way. Now what? Give me it on the crack. Yeah, baby. Now I could open it up all the way.
Yeah.
Don't need more than that. Oh, yeah.
That's an expensive tool. That's an expensive tool to get.
Where did you acquire this from?
Hey.
Side of the road. What do you think? Side of the road, yard sale, estate sale, 50 cents.
Maybe saw it and wanted it.
Oh, now it's Robin Hood.
It's not something.
Old place that he worked at.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know.
It's not.
Where did you? Oh, that's got more shit.
It's not something you want to go out and buy. Put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, it's doing better. I'm getting a little tired though. I gotta take a break. Who needs Bowflex rubber band machines when you got this thing? Oh, now Fred, don't hurt yourself, now Fred.
No, I'm good.
You doing all right over there? All right.
Oh,
From
yeah.
coming in here when it was stuck like a pig.
You see, it's got like a detent.
Yeah,
It comes to a certain point.
It's got a pivot so that it,
and
like
then
for
it
engineering
and then it
purposes.
gives the final squeeze.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's nice, a nice looking old school tool. It's a shame that it got all rusted up, but hey, it's back to life. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
No problem.
At least we got it going.
Yeah, we could take it apart if we really had to, but
I don't think we're gonna have to.
no, I don't think so either. But it's not that old.
Looks like a dinosaur upside down.
How old was it? How old do you think it is?
I don't think it's old. I just think it's been abused in the container. It works friggin' perfect.
It doesn't look like it has much wear.
No.
So, Nyko Press, stay tuned on this. We're gonna get some material. You can get,
And this is for making, I don't know if they can see, but it's got,
yeah, put it up there close to it.
it's got like, what has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6 different sizes in the jaw.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, and you put it's called a Nyko Press sleeve, and they're either made out of stainless or Manel, and they won't corrode in the salt water. And they put it onto heavy-duty monofilament on long line gear for like swordfish and stuff. And they make a loop in the end of the mono, and then they put the sleeve on it, and then that tool squeezes the sleeve down, and it can't come apart.
Which was one of the ideas we had for Great Gun Paul.
But he don't want to hear it.
He don't want to hear it. Was using mono, or at least a couple of ideas for these guys. The update on these, this has been our latest,
Right.
you know, 3 in from the. Right now we're sinking these things out there in Great Gun, and this tie wrap right here gets snipped, gets thrown into the. We do not throw anything into the water, please.
Right.
Don't throw any garbage into the water. All plastic goes into the basket. Save everything. Come in, go out. Less than what you can, you know, whatever. You get the idea.
Kevin Fay says
No
they
litter.
they put together some buoys last night at Dave's house, probably heading out tomorrow to change out the buoys to winter buoys.
Oh, nice. That's always fun.
What are winter?
Winter buoys or ice buoys, they're tapered, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
So
they're going to
the
be
ice-
tapered and they're on there so that when the ice clings to it and then the tide comes up, it just kind of like slides right off with a pointiness. It's like a dunce cap almost.
Right.
Some guys, the old school guys, used to use 4x4s and just taper them down and then put a hole through them and
Right.
put a ice buoy. They make specific ones now too. And obviously they have to be yellow because we're into aquaculture. Oh, so I was back at this thing. So we're dealing with a little chafe on this thing now, Fred. Like, you know, you knew you were going to deal with it. We're dealing with chafe because what happens is that this goes out here, it loops around like that and it starts to do its thing. Still though, it's an improvement over the old way. It's a constant battle of innovation. And that's where I think the monofilament might come into play.
I think it will, because you won't get the chafe.
So technically it's a crimping tool.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a crimping tool.
It's a crimping tool. Swaging is another word.
Yes,
Swaging.
Right.
Okay, so there you have it with that. Okay, where am I at? Weather, Nyko Press. Launch, not to launch. We did that. Weather, we did. Switch. Where are we at with our boat? Our boat. We went to the marine salvage yard and purchased a switch. Fred seems to think it's $100 switch. I think it's an ancient switch.
But it's a good one.
And it's gonna work just dandy. It's for our batteries. Number 1 battery, number 2 battery, and both batteries, and off.
And show them the best part of it.
Oh, that it can be taken apart.
And the price.
$15. All right, it's used. It's not abused, but it's been used for sure.
But it's something that can't wear out. It's something that'll never wear out.
It's ancient for sure. Yeah. I don't know whatever. Boom. We're working on putting another battery in. One for starter, one for accessories. Everything else is ready to rock and roll. We've kind of tested it a couple of different times. It's now time to really launch or not to launch. That is where we're at. And more likely than not, we're gonna, again, one little step at a time, one baby step at a time. The next thing is the next weather window, it looks like Friday, is going to be 49 degrees. So we'll keep abreast of that. That works out great for me because I do not work on those days with Paul over Creek Gun. But you never know, something might come up. But this could be the last ditch time to get the paint on the boat. And the anti-foul paint is pretty important. Does it have to be perfect? No. I do believe that we should probably be thinking about a schedule of taking the boat out of the water once a year, at least for a couple of weeks to do some maintenance on. Would you agree with that idea, Frederick?
Yeah, it has to come out to be painted once a year.
Once a year. So whether the fouling paint says whatever, I don't care. But nothing's going to grow on the boat right now from now until March. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Or minimal growth. You're going to get some, no?
You're going to get slime, but you're not going to get barnacles growing on there.
Kelp is going to be being seeded soon, so that's something that does grow in the winter, nasty, cold weather.
You don't have an update too on the logo.
Slime.
Update on the logo. We really don't have an update on the logo, other than we're working on it, and I'll get to you guys, because obviously we're going to need a approval from you guys on that one.
Well,
It's getting worked on, period. That's it. That's the best I can do. That's all I can say. Oh, cat food, these things. This is my last and final thing. How much time are we on? Where are we at? Oh, shit, we've been on for 22 minutes. That's cool. All right, so we're constantly thinking about different ways in seed and processing and doing our thing with seed and how to and how much seed are we going to buy and
how much seed are we going to grow ourselves?
How much can we afford? How much can we afford at a smaller size that maybe we could nurture along to skim the fast growers off of? Okay, let's purchase $1 million for whatever it is, and hey, if we lose half of them, we lose half of them. But at least we're going to have something that we're going to probably be able to sell at the end of October, maybe. Where are you going?
She's leaving.
She's leaving. She's gone.
She's going to the bazaar.
The bazaar. I don't know why I get myself roped into these things, but I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm going.
Who's coming?
I don't know, like 35 or 40 people.
Oh my God.
That's what I said.
And where's the food?
Oh, I don't know. They're all bringing. I don't know, Fred. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't
care. I don't
much.
Care. Much, right?
Oh, the bazaar. All right, so that's, so where was I? Seeds, and sorting out seeds and dealing with this. And because of the fact that, we've been playing the game for a little bit, and more, and we learn more and more people, and we deal with more and more people, and we learn more and more stuff about other people, and maybe partnerships or relationships or associates or, I don't like using the word partnerships, not necessarily partnerships, affiliates, whatever. Yeah, well, hey, you know what? James, whatever, man. James is very critical of us. Right?
James who?
James, some dude that lives out of his van in California. He's very critical of what we're doing and how fast and the pace that we're moving in.
But we don't care.
But exactly, I really don't. because I'm having fun, and that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna have to back this up a little bit to explain this a little bit more.
We don't care.
Let me see. That's
What,
gonna work,
they
I
think
guess.
we should have that we should be eating the oysters already?
Yeah, they should think we should at least have the boat in the water and this.
Nah,
You know, it's you know, just that we've been slacking, Fred. We've been slacking is what they're kind of getting at. But we've been having fun. All right. So anyway, we get seed. Now, when it gets to about this kind of bigness, remember this? This is coming back from the bike shop when I had this demonstration.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So these are ball bearings, and they are 1/4-inch ball bearings. Okay, 1/4 inch is about 10 millimeters in size. But what do you do from the size of 1 millimeter up to 10 millimeters? Okay. Now this is really a nursery. This is more the nursery than it is hatchery. Nursery opposed to hatchery, opposed to farming, grow out, whatever you want to call it.
All I have to say to the critics is, we're doing it and you're not. That's what I got to say about it.
You gotta move a little, Fred. Otherwise, you're getting totally. My fat ass is blocking.
All right, we're doing it and you're not.
All right. So here we go with our idea from these cat boxes. Remember these things? All right.
Cat shit.
There you go. Fred's going into the command center over there. He's going. Fred's heading the command center. That's good enough. That's all right. So that way we can turn this over this way a little bit.
What do we got going on here? Somebody, Reggie Renato is just
All right.
joining us.
So when they're between 1 millimeter, which is we can purchase 1 million of these bad boys at 1 millimeter in size. That would be 1/10 the size. No, this is 10 millimeters. Yeah. 1/10 the size of that, which is, it's itty bitty, okay? It's itty bitty, they're difficult to deal with, and it's really easy to spill a couple of thousand, a couple of 10,000, a couple of 100,000 on the ground.
Yeah, the eel knows all about that.
Yeah, we know some people that just, you know, I'm like, I had to step away because I was going.
What do you mean there's 20,000 on the floor?
At least. I've seen it. And try to scoop them up.
Yeah.
The best thing is to just have some sort of a system to be able to clean them, sort them, and have them do their thing. So that way you can put them back into their system to go back to grow for another 3 or 4 days before they have to come back out again and go through some sort of a cleaning and separating system. I think I've made sense. No? Okay, here we go. Cat boxes. Remember these things? These nests. I had like 5 of them, and I kept thinking about buckets and hatchery just go together, okay? So I'm looking at how let me take these out. I'm going to share this all with you guys. Get rid of that. This is just 2 now, all right? 1, 2. The distance between the 2, when it separates, you have this much of air separation between the 2. This is good. This is what we want, okay? So what we do is that we take our bottoms of these said buckets and we cut this bad boy out and we put a screening material, whatever it may be. Obviously, this would be way too big on the bottom of that. We'd be looking at something in the neighborhood of...
Why don't you just drill holes the right size?
Drilling holes, there's going to be a lot of them, Fred. A lot of holes. We're talking about, 1 millimeter here. We're talking about, that's going to be the smallest. It's screening material is what's going to happen.
Okay.
That's what you're going to need.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we would do that on the bottom. That could be determined, engineered accordingly, whatever it may be. And we have different size screening material. The hole size in between each screen is going to be different from each one. And they fit into there with this much distance. And it goes on and on and on, right? Boom, boom, boom. You get the idea. This is in the engineering phases right now. Sorter, seed sorter. There's one on There's a commercially made one that you can purchase that looks like a pressure cooker that's about this big around. Now, I'm just talking about dealing with this at a prototype stage, some sort of a easy stage. Maybe I'm talking about, I keep saying a million seed, but managing a million and babysitting a million when they're 1 millimeter, they grow fast, and you're going to have to be constantly sorting them out. And at the baby stage, I personally seem to think that it's most beneficial to keep them separated. And I'm developing this idea. Okay, so here we go. Back to the sorting slash commercial one, by the way, is like $30,000, $25,000. PVC pipe, put a little on off center so it rocks, so it performs a cam action. So you put one on the bottom here, okay? It's cam action here, and then on this side too, at cam action. So that way, the bucket is doing this. Okay, it's put into pilots, put into axles, put into a pulley system. Maybe, because you want this thing really simple and easy and mobile, hooked to a cordless drill. That would work great. And you just, what would happen, depending upon each size, right, is you just dump the seed, dump them in there, and they're doing their thing. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, and it falls down. Now, here comes the fancy part with the commercial one. The commercial one has some sort of a system that each system comes out with a tube that comes out that would be able to catch the seed that's coming out of it as well. So that way you would have extra cups underneath. That could be done relatively easy. I had something kicking around, but you get the idea. You know, between each one, maybe you put this one on this side, and this one on this side, and this one. So each one has its own collection. So that way you can just keep feeding it, and you keep taking the buckets off of the side to go put into whatever you're going to put it in. Seed sorter, tumbler at almost a little bit bigger than microscopic size, 1 millimeter. Just a thought, might be a little small in size, I'm not sure, but it's going to be homemade, and so far I have about $1 into it and a little bit of thought. Fred and I were talking about it before. He seems to think that this cam action, making this to be able to do a drive, and it's no problem. What's stumping us a little bit is how we're going to be able to make these nests together like that and have pipes that come out of each different level on the outside of the whole shooting match. We're working on that. Maybe, I don't know. I got to think about that a little bit. But that's where we're at, and it's exciting stuff. Continually improving stuff is where we're at. Nyko press, switch, weather, launch or not to launch. I guess that's where we're at, boys and girls, and I think we've kind of run out of time. I think we're about there, aren't we? We are. We're past. We're 33 minutes in. Yay! We were worried about content, and we came up with it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, this thing's still on.
It's getting better.
You know, you really only open it up about that much, and then hit it down, you know?
Yeah.
That's it, just enough to be able to put the sleeve in, and then from there down.
Yeah.
So, really, this is the motion right there. That's it. That's it. From there to there to boom.
Yeah, it's
Working like a champ. It's back in action, folks.
action.
It is back in action. Another little set. WD-40, that's good shit. It's not quite special sauce, but it's good stuff. I need to get the squirt bottle, the WD squirt bottle from. I found some special sauce, but it's not in the right spray bottle. But it does have some sort of a cam action with it, because it pivots all the way back in here too.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. It's nicely made. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys had fun. Our show wouldn't be half as much fun if it wasn't for you. You got anything else for us, Fred? You sewed that other one, Fred?
Yeah.
You're all sewed up?
I don't have no more feathers leaking
No
out.
more feathers are leaking out. Here comes Tony Joe with the pizza party from last night. And one beer bottle. That is how happening in our house was last night. One beer bottle and a pizza box. Exciting. Exciting, Fred.
It wasn't even from Carlos.
No, it wasn't. It was from Michelangelo over there. He's good. I like Michelangelo's
I
actually.
like Carlos. He's the best.
Who's that?
The new place up in Manorville.
Oh, I haven't been there yet.
You gotta go there. You'll never go to Michelangelo again.
Yeah, but he's an extra 10 minutes away.
That's true. That is 100% true.
Okay, so it's worthy of a shot to try. So we're gonna try him out. Guys, please tune in next week, each and every Saturday at 10 a.m. We are live. Come on over here, Tom.
I'll go over there and just bang off on the, I'll sign off over there.
Oh, thank you, Tom. See her? Yeah, she doesn't want to get too close. She didn't put on her. Oh, she did put on her. She did put on her beauty makeup today.
Getting ready for the
She's getting ready for her holiday bazaar.
big bazaar.
All right, so come over to our Instagram. Our Instagram is taking a hold pretty good. We've been pumping it out on the Instagram a little bit. Been doing some various different stuff. I might even do a couple of posts today. We're talking about, I'm going to go get a Christmas tree for the holiday bazaar, get that out of the way, and then I'm going to a ice boat swap meet
Oh, where's that?
in Patchogue, which is that away. Fred's going. He's going to pick up his son. I'm going to meet him there. It ought to be pretty cool. So that's where I'm at.
You need to buy some ice boat stuff.
Yeah, I doubt I'm gonna buy anything, but we're gonna go check it out and see what it's all about.
I'm gonna buy a storm sail if there is one there.
He's looking for a littler sail so he can
Up
go
down
out
sail.
when he's really whipping. Wear a white T-shirt next week. Who, me? Does it make me look skinnier? You think a white T-shirt?
I wanna go
I don't. My manly figure.
70 miles
Whatever.
an hour.
70 miles an hour instead of what are you doing now? 60?
60.
That's fast. Sounds like fun. All right, guys. I love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please tune in next week. Share it with all your buddies. Come over to our Instagram page. Again, it wouldn't be half as much fun if it wasn't for you. So again, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you from everybody out there. Yeah, give it on a thumbs up for Bart Burke, your host, and Freddie Reaver, the Angry Bayman. We are signing off.
That's it.
And Tony Joe, the beautiful bride.
Yeah.
We appreciate all you guys. Love you. See you later.
Bad road.
Oh, see ya. Bye-bye.